Lights, camera, action. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Welcome back to the Black Unlimited Talk Show, and I'm your host, Darius Silver, aka Mr. GQ, and I'm back with an episode of Unlimited Talk, where I bring hard, healthy conversation to the forefront, to the masses, to you, the viewer, and welcome back to the talk show. The good, the bad, the ugly, happy discussions, hard discussions, sad discussions. We have it here. So if you're a new viewer, thank you for tuning in. If you're a new viewer, make sure you go check out all my other episodes that I've released so far, all my shorts whatsoever, all the videos. I promise you're gonna love them. And if you're a returning viewer, much love to you. But as always, before I get into today's episode, I need you guys to go always hit the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. Go check out my social media platforms, all platforms on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, since we put the new app out, go follow me on Threads as well. So go check out my Instagrams on the screen and on Facebook. And most importantly, make sure you follow my talk show on this platform, YouTube. But for today's topic is, I would say, I think it's a hard discussion, happy discussion, and it's an important discussion all in one. And it's something that's very dear to the culture, but very dear to everyone, I think so. It's a question for you, a question for me, and this is my first time speaking about it to myself and to you guys. So, if you're ready for today's episode, as always on my episodes, let's ride. So for today's episode, I want to ask you guys this. I'm gonna let this sink in once I ask it to you guys. Are black men hard to trust in relationships? For one, as being providers, caregivers, family providers, family givers, whatsoever, are they hard to trust in that? And last but not least, are they hard to trust in business? I'm gonna let that sink in. I'm gonna ask it one more time. Are black men hard to trust in relationships, being caregivers, providers, and are they hard to trust in business? Let that sink in. Right? Think about that. I have my own personal perspective, which I'm gonna give to you guys, but I want to let that sink in. Hopefully, you guys leave me your comments, opinions down in the comment section whatsoever, and you can honestly send it to my social media platforms as well. So, here's my perspective. Are black men hard to trust? I'm gonna hit the first topic first. Relationships. Are black men hard to trust in relationships? Personally, there are some good black men out there, and there's some, unfortunately, bad black men out there because of relationships. And personally, from my perspective, they can be hard to trust sometimes for one reason and one reason only. Have they had the role model? When I say role, I mean the father figure, the actual dad or father, or whatsoever, big brother whatsoever, to show them how a female or the person who they love, how they're supposed to be treated. There are some men there's some men that have had that, and there's some men who haven't had that. So the men who have had those particular role models to show them how their particular partner, spouse, their loved one, their girlfriend, their wife, their whatsoever, how they're supposed to be treated, those are the men you can trust in relationships. The men who haven't had that particular father figure, chances are there might be some good in the bunch, but probably 9 times out of 10, those men or those boys will not be easy to trust in relationships, or you know what I'm saying, dating, or whatever you want to call it. And when I say in my personal stories and my personal life, I can honestly say black men because of relationships, I can honestly say speaking from my perspective that women from all races, in my opinion, have a hard time trusting black men in general when it comes to just overall relationships. Because it takes time to build that trust. No matter what their past is and where they come, what they've done in the past, the good, the bad, or the ugly, it could be the best thing, they had probably the best past ever. It still might be hard to trust just because of that particular stigma and narrative and perspective that all black men cheat, or all black men know how to treat a woman, or all black men just want to, you know what I'm saying, get the goodies. All black men wants to just, you know what I'm saying, have one thing, want to own and leave. That's the perspective out there. So when I say, speaking on a particular topic, or black men hard to trust in relationships, personally is a 50-50 thing. It's a scenario thing. It's a life thing. It's a way of growing up thing that I personally think that it probably comes from. And do I like that particular stigma that all black men are hard to trust in relationships? No, but I do believe that all black men should work to have built that trust, that foundation in relationships. Because once you find that foundation in whatsoever, you know, it's gonna take you along with your spouse, your partner, your girlfriend, whatsoever. And that's my perspective on that. And I feel like, you know, there's an important topic to speak on. All black men hard to, it's, you know what I'm saying, all black men hard to trust in relationships. I mean, some have particular stories that I could speak on, but I'm probably not gonna speak on. But I have stories and examples I can speak on why black men you can trust black men in relationships, and there's stories I could probably bring to why black men can't be trusted in relationships. And have I had my fair share of people or females, whatsoever, in relationships not trusting me, or because of the stigma of what that female particularly been through? Yes, it's just a fact of life. Females, all women, girls have passed as well as men do as well. And what women have gone through in the past, you know what I'm saying, no matter what age they are, older or younger, it carries that with them, which creates trust issues for the next man, especially black men. So, and overall, I say it's 50-50. I mean, is that a good number? I don't know. You tell me. But I mean, that's just my perspective on it. So I feel like it's a 50-50 thing, scenario by scenario, and depends on if they have that role model or not. So that's my perspective on that. Number 2, are black men hard to trust as being providers and caregivers to their families, or whoever they're taking care of? This is the important one I like to speak on. I feel like black men aren't hard to trust because men entirely, I feel like all men are used to being providers. They have that in their mind. They're used to taking care of people. You know what I'm saying? Their wife, their spouse, their partner, their children, most importantly, their parents, their mothers, their dads, their grandparents. They're used to being looked at to the person where they're supposed to set the tone. They're supposed to know what's needed from them as a man, as a black man. So personally, this is my personal perspective. You guys might feel differently, but are black men hard to trust as being caregivers and providers? No, because naturally, I'm as a man, as a black man, I'm used to having that stigma where like I know what's needed of me. You know what I'm saying? Being taking care of people I care about, taking care of people I love. You know what I'm saying? So even it's kind of I kind of feel like it goes with a boy once they become a boy. You know what I'm saying, to a man, it sticks with them from a boy to a manhood. So I feel like that's the easy topic for me to speak on, is that all black men aren't hard to trust. I mean, there's some bad apples in the group, obviously, but I feel like I say a good 80%, 85, close to 90%, most of black men, especially entirely men, are used to being providers, and when that's kind of taken from them, or that man feel like it's been taken from them, they don't like that. And that's the truth. I feel like women can speak to that as well. That goes for any aspect of life. Women can speak that men are used to being providers. They're used to being that one to say, this is, you know what I'm saying, I'm putting my foot down, this is how things are gonna go. I'm used to, I'm gonna take care of you no matter what it is. I'm gonna take care of my mom, I'm gonna take care of my father, take care of my kids, no matter what the situation is. That's why I feel like why men, especially black men, aren't hard to trust, because they know they're gonna get the job done no matter what it is. I feel like, especially for black men, that it's kind of instilled in them for where black men come from, from decades ago, generations ago, where they used to being, you had to take care of your family back then. Back when the hardships, the obstacles were very, very hard, even now, but back then especially, black men had to take care of their families. They had to be the one, you know what I'm saying, like to know what's needed. And that's why I say, I look at my granddad, you know what I'm saying, especially my granddad. I look up to him a lot for what he had to go through back when you know what I'm saying, when things were rough back in the, you know what I'm saying, the 50s, the 70s, you know what I'm saying, as being a father of black children back in those times. So it's instilled in them. Lastly, the third topic. Are black men hard to trust in business? That's a good question. Does it depend on the actual industry or what business they're going in? I don't think so. Are black men hard to trust in business? It goes back to one of my videos that is releasing soon, or is like, would someone rather work for a white man than a black man? In today's society, in today's generation, today and back then, people would rather work for a white man than a black man. It's just the truth. It's just the truth, right? I mean, think about that. All people, women, black women, black men, white men, minorities, Asians, Hispanics, they would rather work for a white man than a black man. The truth. That's the truth. But black men have that stigma that they don't know how to run a business, or, you know, they don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, keep you straight, and, you know what I'm saying, as an employee, or they're not gonna mess up your money as an employee. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a stigma that black men know how to run a business. They don't know how to financial literacy, they don't have the financial understanding, they don't know how to run a business. You know, they don't know the ins and outs of connections, networking, and understanding how to build an empire, build a corporation, a company. That's a stigma. Yes, there's some good black men out there, CEOs, Fortune 500 companies, small, medium-sized, large, that's out there, but entirely, people who would rather work for a white man than a black man. Just because of the stigmas, and just because of where things have been up to now. And I feel like it's the truth, it's a sad truth, but I personally believe that even as a black man, that black men are hard to trust in business. It's a sad. Out of those three things, I feel that one is a sad topic, or an important topic, especially important topic to speak about, because that's a sad for a culture, for a race, that we have that stigma. We have enough stigmas on us already. So when you put that stigmas on us, it's hard to comprehend, it's hard to understand, and it's hard to, you know what I'm saying, process that. But it's the truth. It's my job as a talk show host to bring these important topics to the forefront, to the masses, to you, the viewer, for you to think about, for you to continue the conversation and talk about with you, your peers, your family members, your co-workers, etc. So it's my job to bring these important topics that's out there now, that's been out there for a while, that should be talked about. That's my job. And hopefully, with these topics, with today's discussion, today's topic, in today's episode, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you thought about something unique. Hopefully you thought about something like, wow, I never thought about it that way. I never thought about this question, right? It's this talk show is about that. Hard, the healthy conversation. It might be hard. It might be hard to hear, hard to comprehend, hard to process, but it's healthy. It's a help in the long run, whether you know it or not. It's a help you in the long run. You could be a woman right now. You could be a black man right now. You could be a white man right now. You could be anybody. You could be, or any race right now. But I guarantee you, it's gonna help you going forward mentally. In my personal opinion, I'm for all people, for all races, right? So I'm for everybody. So I want to reshape everybody's minds, especially minorities, but everybody's minds. That's what this talk show, that's what today's episode was all about, reshaping people's minds. But as always, that's it for today's episode. That's my perspective on that particular discussion. But as always, you know what I'm saying, go check out my social media platforms as always, on Instagram and on Facebook, on Threads as well. And as I always say, you know what I'm saying, stay mellow, keep that mellow mind, stay focused. As my man Cam Newton says, you got one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love. Boom.